Good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to your morning messages with me, Michelle. Happy Wednesday. I have a profound message for you all. The energy of today is what's missing. So that's going to be my video title. Sometimes when we are clouded in our judgment, and maybe we're in a partnership or we're in a situation where we can't see things clearly, the best question we can ask ourselves is what's missing. So an example of this would be, say you're in a partnership, right? Or you're just starting to date somebody and you are such a giver, you're beautiful, you're always thinking of the other person. You're like, what can I get them? How can I surprise them? And the person that you're dating is really receptive. They love your gifts. They're like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. Thank you so much. So you feel valued, right? You're like, yes, I finally feel like I'm connecting with somebody who appreciates this side of me that I love to express. But hold the phone. Sometimes we get taken advantage of. Sometimes we get involved with people who maybe have never received that kind of attention before. And all of a sudden they're getting it from you and it feels really good. And they're receiving. And here you are in your cute little house before you met them. And you were praying and asking for somebody who would do what you do for others to you. So like you're wanting somebody to surprise you. You're wanting somebody to do cute things for you. But you keep finding yourself in these partnerships where it's all one-sided, but you're clouded because the other person is so grateful and so loving, and they're doing all these other amazing things, but you have to ask yourself, what's missing? What's missing is the one thing that you prayed for. The one thing that you prayed for was that somebody else would nurture you the way you nurture them, and you're not getting it. And you're in this partnership clouded, and you're like, well, it feels good. It's, they appreciate me, but that's a ding, 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 red flag. You are not fully in your self-love yet. You're not fully seeing that you're worthy of more. You're settling for the minimum. And a lot of that stems from abandonment. A lot of that stems from the fear of somebody leaving us. And what if there's not another person coming? What if we're left alone and then we don't have anything? And we gave up this one thing where somebody did appreciate us and somebody did like nurture us in a different way, but it wasn't the full package. So this message this morning is all about ask yourself, what is missing? What am I not seeing? What is another piece to this that could enhance my life? And sometimes we have to cut the cord and say, bye, Felicia, to people that are not the full package. And that can be really hard to do when you have abandonment fears, because you feel like, you're holding on, right? Your hands are gripping onto this person, place, or thing. And if you're still holding on to them, something new can't come in because your hands aren't open. So if I'm going to shake your hand and I'm with somebody and we're shaking hands and I'm not happy here and I want something new, I have to let go to receive something new. And the let go is what 2021 was all about. And 2022 is still about that for the people that didn't fully let go. So this morning I woke up, I was a little bit delayed. I went on my drive late. It's a little icy out. I had wonderful friends messaging me, you know who you are, that were like warning me about the roads. And so I took my time this morning, and then I found myself in the shower. And for those of you that watched my past few readings or morning messages, my dad passed in October, and we had like that father-daughter connection. Like I could call my dad at any time and be like, I just need a hug. And he would always be in the garage, smoking a cigarette with the garage door open, chilling, or cutting the lawn, or he was just a routine man. And I could call him anytime, but he wasn't the type to always reach out to me. He wasn't always calling me saying, hey, Michelle, how are you? Hey, Shush, how are you? And that's something I yearn for. And that's something I've always wanted in a partner. And I've found myself attracting men that are like my dad, who are not so expressive. They want you to come to them. And that's not what I want for myself in the future. And I love my dad, but that's just who he was. And that's what I grew up around. So now look, in my adult years, I know that I'm worthy of somebody doing that for me. What I do for others, I'm worthy of that. So I found myself in the shower, and I think my dad came through in that past reading, and there was an excerpt from a book where it said, I have compassion for my father. And it said, if there's any stuff you need to heal or forgive him for, talk to him. And I wasn't seeing it in that reading. I was just thinking like, oh, my dad came through. But in the shower this morning, I was sobbing. I was being called to forgive him for him not being that protector, that masculine energy that I needed growing up, and that I needed in adulthood, and that I needed when I experienced the loss of my daughter. You know, my dad he would check on me every once in a while, but like, he wasn't like the type to just stop by your house and hug you, or to tell you like, let's go out to dinner or let's go do something fun. He was very in his little bubble, went to work, provided for us in that way. He was there when we called him, but he wasn't openly giving. That's the key word. He wasn't openly giving. We had to like kind of knock to get in to get what he was capable of giving. So here I am in my shower, and I'm sharing all of this. I always share in my morning messages in the hopes that my experience helps you, and my perspective, or the messages that come through, can shift your perspective. So I was deeply crying and moving through some major anger, and just kind of like, yeah, like, why didn't you do that my whole life? Why didn't you always want to reach out and like love me? And I was like angry, and I've never had anger towards my dad, but I think I was being called to like remove it because it's in me. I almost struggled to forgive him. And I'm openly sharing this because I know there's so many people out there who they have these unique partnerships, whether it's a father-daughter relationship, whether it's cousins, whether it's siblings, and we have this deep love for them, and then they pass away, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I felt that way about them. I was hiding, and I was covering it up because I just always wanted him to be seen in such a beautiful light. And he is still seen in a beautiful light. He was amazing. There's so many things my dad was like freaking awesome at, but expressing himself when like I needed it, or like just openly giving it, wasn't one of them. And I want different for myself in the future. And I have to heal that piece with him. I have to forgive him. I have to let go and say he was doing the best he could. And I don't know whether to go into this right now, but I guess I could. The reason why people like my dad do that is because it's their capacity to love. They weren't taught how to do it. They weren't given the tools. So us as enlightened, awakened, we're trying to be loving. We're trying to work on ourselves. Our ultimate goal is to have compassion for every single person we meet. We don't even have to meet them. For people we hear about, say we hear about somebody that committed a crime and they're in jail. Guess what? We have to learn how to have love for them. That is like Jesus, like, right? Loving everybody no matter what they've done, and seeing that why they've done it. And they didn't have the tools. Nobody loved them, so they're reactive. So I can it's going to take me a while to process, but I have to sit down and think, okay, where did my dad come from? What was his childhood like? How were his parents to him? Did he have an emotionally distant parents? Was anybody just openly hugging him and giving him affection? And sometimes it's the reverse. Sometimes we grow up without it, but then we end up being that because we didn't get it. So I encourage all of you to think about your relationships in your life and the people that you might have deep pain and deep anguish or anger or resentment, and start tapping into it. Start asking yourself, where is this being held in my body? My body is holding on to this. Where is it being held? Where am I feeling tightness right now? Do I have joint pain? Do I have back pain? Do I have digestive issues? That's your body telling you there's something that's needing to come out. There's a trauma being stored there. Any kind of illness or ailment is being stored in your body, and we have to tap in and unlock it and release it. And 2022 is that. So that's the message of today, is what's missing. Okay, you notice like, wow, I'm worthy of more, but why am I not doing that? oh, let's tap back a couple steps, or go back a couple steps and see, oh my gosh, this happened to me in my childhood, which is blocking me from seeing what I'm worthy of. So me being okay in relationships, and you being okay in relationships with people who give you breadcrumbs and give you just the minimum, and they're not like overly expressive, and they're not saying, hey, let's like sit down and just like be with each other and tell me what's on your mind, or let's cook a really nice meal, no TV on, and just like talk the whole time. Like, you're worthy of that. You're worthy of somebody who wants to know the ins and outs of your soul. And sometimes we don't know that, and we grow up with something different. So then we end up attracting more of that. So we have to ask ourselves, what's missing here? What do I want? I don't want this, but I'm scared to be alone because of the abandonment fear that I experienced as a kid. And you can step out of that, ask your body, all right, am I feeling pain anywhere? Where can I release this abandonment fear? Where can I release whatever fear it is? And then you can also contact a healer, or I do Reiki, I do intuitive readings. You can book one with me or whoever you feel safe with. And then you start to really unpack it all. And then now that you've done all that work, and sometimes it's just 1 or 2 sessions and it's a light bulb and it's like, holy cow, I see things differently. And all of a sudden you've been wanting to lose like 20 pounds. And because you had that light bulb moment, your body unlocks something inside of you and the weight falls off, the ailment goes away. What I just described is possible. And there's logical people that will tell you that that can't happen. You have to work out. You have to eat healthy. Your body is magical. We are spirits. If we think something, our physical form follows and listens. You can think yourself out of an illness. You can think yourself out of anything that's physically going on with you. Your cells listen to you. So once you unlock that and tap in, and then you start living without that fear and without that trauma in your body, you are now going to attract that partner who is expressive, who's wanting to cook a meal with you and pay attention to you, who's wanting to hold you when you cry, who's wanting to surprise you at your door with flowers. It all comes full circle, but it all stems from what's missing. Okay. Awesome start to this reading and these morning messages. I just saw my phone lit up. Let me just double check to make sure it's not an emergency. Okay, cool. All right. Cute mug of the day. Anyone else a Winnie the Pooh fan? I was obsessed with Winnie the Pooh as a kid. Everyone would always buy me cute little like stuffed animals. So I have a bunch of mugs. My aunt always used to get them to me. And this coffee is bomb. I think it's Silk coconut milk that I use. And it tastes like a milkshake. It's just so good. And I get alcohol-free vanilla stevia. If you just look it up on Amazon, alcohol-free vanilla stevia. It's a black bottle with like a purple label. I'll do cold brew coffee. Any coffee's fine, any cold brew. And then I do Silk coconut milk and then 2 drips of the stevia, and that's it. And it's so good. No creamer, no, and nothing else other than the stevia and the coconut milk. Okay, so I had some notes. How beautiful is this journal? My friend Emily got it for me, the white stag, which also represents the divine masculine. So it helps me tap into my masculine energy. And I've already written so much. This is where I ask the universe, like, hey, I'm struggling with this. Could you please give me an answer to this? And I'll just write it out instead of just praying. I like to write. But I wrote a couple of days ago, heart-led authors, teachers, and guides. So, excuse me, throat chakra, anytime I burp or cough or get a blocked throat, the universe is saying, yes, keep saying this. So heart-led authors, teachers, and guides. Look for the ego, me, I. So I'm encouraging you all. There's a lot of different people out on YouTube and on Instagram. And, some are teaching the same stuff that I am. But always think about, when you're listening to somebody speak, how does your heart feel? Do you feel warm? Do you feel like this fits, this feels right? Or do you feel like you're being barked at? If you feel like you're being barked at by somebody who's saying me, and I, and I often do this and I'm working on it because I love to share my experiences, but I also feel like I am always coming from my heart. My sharing is, I try. I mean, it's just who I am. I don't know how you perceive it, but we have to be listening to teachers and guides who are heart-led, they're not sharing for the purpose of being seen and look at me and I'm spiritually enlightened and I know everything. And there's some people that, they haven't reached a certain level of release, I guess you can call it. They haven't like truly released the ego's desire to be seen. And I know I hold on to that too. So I still want to like look pretty and be seen, but like I truly am here because I don't want you suffering. And that's heart-led. So this was the message I got last night, when you are scrolling Instagram, when you're scrolling YouTube, be mindful of the information you're absorbing. Who is the person saying it? Would you trade lives with them? If you wouldn't trade lives with them, if you don't respect how they're living their life, or maybe you don't know how they're living their life, then I would maybe tap the brakes and watch what information they're delivering, because there's other energies out there. There's other energies that are trying to manipulate our country and the world and manipulate our minds into thinking certain ways. And we have to be very discerning about where we're learning and who we're learning with. So always make sure you are watching videos that make you feel warm, that make you feel good, that you put down your phone or you turn off your TV and you get up and you're motivated, you're feeling invigorated. If you are feeling a sense of like, that reader or that person just kind of made me feel bad about everything I was doing, and bad in a way like you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And, or if you immediately like jump on a reading on YouTube, and somebody's like calling other people names. I don't know, like if it's a love reading and the reader's talking about that person and saying, they're an asshole and they're this and that, like, I don't know, just think about, would you want to learn from somebody like that? And I'm not trying to deter people from other people on YouTube. I'm just worried about you. And the message came through that be discerning about who you're learning with and who you're learning from. Would you trade lives with them? Would you be friends with them? And pay attention to how your body feels when you're done watching and listening. Same thing with authors and books. If you're listening to a book and the tone of the voice of the person is just not sitting right with you, then maybe you're not resonating with it. Maybe there's no message there for you. And those little details are part of listening to your intuition. So I was guided to tell you that. I also was guided to tell you, side note, I love that I'm getting, like, ever since I started doing these morning messages. Also, I just had a thought that, holy crap, Michelle, have you taken a break and stopped talking yet? It's like I just go. As soon as I hit the camera on, it's like, which is so cool because this is something new for me. But I love, ever since I started doing the morning messages, like I'll be sitting there at night and I'll get a message. Normally I would like hop on my Instagram and share it, but I'm like, nope, I'm just going to write that down and share it tomorrow, because I know hopefully I'll reach more people here. And I can share it on my Instagram too. But I have look for what's missing. Is the person reciprocating? Are they saying things parrot-like? Ooh, okay. So when you're with a partner, relationship advice, newly dating somebody, be like, hold back a little. Don't overshare in the beginning, because sometimes people that are narcissists and people that they're wanting to manipulate, whether they know it or not, it might just be a childhood pattern for them. When they are looking to control you and to get you under their wing and to be able to manipulate you subconsciously, or maybe they're consciously doing it, if you give them too much information in the beginning, they know how to manipulate you. And don't overshare. Don't be so quick to say, well, I do this and this is my routine at home, and these are all the things I'm vulnerable about and I'm scared of, and these are my fears. Like, tap the brakes. Wait for them to open up first. A narcissist will never really open up. And if they are, they're very manipulative and they're just giving you what you want to hear. But if they don't know what you want to hear, they have nothing to give. So that's why you don't give them anything yet. So I hope that helps. So I call it being parrot-like. They're repeating back what you're giving them. And then you're like, oh my gosh, we're a match. They think the same way I think. They are manipulating, and they're just giving you what you want to hear to do whatever they want to do. Okay. They never apologize. They immediately bring up their past, meaning like if you've been with somebody for a couple months and they've done like a bunch of things, like they bought you flowers and they love bombed you in the beginning, that's how they normally start off narcissist relationships, is somebody just love bombing you. And you're like, this is too good to be true. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And that's where I said, look for what's missing. Look for what are they not doing? They're not opening up. They're not being vulnerable. They're not, or they're making you feel bad because maybe they opened up and then you're like, I don't know, something just doesn't feel right about it. And you express that to them and then they immediately shut you down. That's a sign that they're a narcissist. They will always shut down your feelings and tell you that they'll make you question your reality. So be really mindful of that. But yeah, they'll immediately want to bring up the past and be like, I got you flowers. I did this for you. I can't believe you're being so ungrateful and saying this to me right now. It's like that, they always bring up the past and what they did to kind of make you feel bad. Those kinds of patterns are red flags. So look for what's missing. Has to do with relationships. And that's what the title of this video is going to be. But a side note, would you trade lives from who you're learning from? Are they heart-led? Think about, would you be friends with them? These are just some key things that I got last night for you all. Okay, let's start with a page. Ow, literally just stabbed myself with that. From Journey to the Heart, we're going to use this book again. I did this in one of my other readings. All right, I'm going to take a sip and breathe. Delicioso. Okay. What message do we need to hear today? Okay. July 1. Anyone's birthday July? Okay. Embrace each cycle of your life. It says, it took me a long time to accept wearing glasses. I'm still surprised when I need my spectacles to read a menu or scan the telephone directory. Sometimes I look in the mirror expecting to see the body, the face of my youth, but because I remember her, expecting to see the body, the face of my youth because I remember her. She's still in me. Now I'm learning to welcome aging. As each decade of life brings its own challenges, joys, sorrows, and teachings, I'm learning to trust the lessons of each cycle of life. I don't fear aging, for I know that it's as much and as important a part of life as my youth. And this is in quotes. My mother just had her 70th birthday. The woman at the lodge told me. My sister and I asked her what she wanted. She wanted a wetsuit for diving because water skiing had strained her back. What does getting older mean to you? Young and old, all a part of the same. Each moment is a moment of life, your life. Each cycle has its lessons. Dig out your glasses if you must, but laugh when you do it. And remember to make each moment count. So good. I hope this message finds you in a space where you maybe weren't fully accepting your physical form, and maybe you weren't fully letting yourself just be, like looking in the mirror and saying, I love that wrinkle. That wrinkle is there because I've smiled so much in my life. Or the wrinkles on your forehead. Like my eyebrows are always up as I'm curling my hair and stuff. I notice like I'll end up doing like certain facial expressions. And I remember a couple of years ago going through this where I had to fully look at myself and be like, you know what? I just love it. I love aging. I love the wisdom that comes with aging. And I really don't care about the physical form. And it's funny because when you don't care about it, that's when it starts to really liven. And you get told you look so young, and it's because you're doing the inner work. When you're on a spiritual journey like this and you're constantly sending out good energy, you're laughing all the time, you're always seeing that everything's happening for a reason, that's doing something to the cells in your body. They are feeling vibrant, they're feeling young, they're feeling energetic, and your body will respond in that way. And I had a lovely conversation with my friend Carrie this morning, and Hey, Carrie. And we were talking about how our thoughts our cells listen to our thoughts. So if we are saying, for example, that I used to have students that would always come in my classroom and they would always say, I always get sick in the winter, or I always have allergies. And I would always be like, hold the brakes. Nope, you don't. Your body is magical and you never have allergies and you never get sick. And I would train them to start saying that, whether it was true or not. But when you speak it out loud, everything listens. The higher intelligence listens, your body listens. I remember I would always say in my classroom, you guys, I haven't been sick in like 10 years. And eventually I got to the 10-year mark and I hadn't even had a cold. It was wild. So the more you talk about it and the more you say out loud, I am healthy, my body is so magical, it literally healed. And yes, I had surgery, or yes, I had this, but afterwards it's like, it's everything just aligned and it's been great ever since. And and you just go on a tangent of how magical it is, even if it's not true. Okay. But this was a beautiful message about embracing your body, embrace the age. Your wrinkles are beautiful. You're not your body. And we talk about this a lot on this channel, is like, we're going to leave one day and these are just going to be left behind. We are a soul. A soul is energy. And this energy is just going to go into a different dimension. And we're still going to be who we are. We're still going to be this bright, fun, beautiful being. And we're literally just in this body right now just to do a little mission. And we can't worry too much about it. We have to worry about it to take care of it and to do the self-care and to nurture it so that we can do our mission. So as we jump into these bodies, we have to kind of keep them working because we're here to do something. And if you're in the body, right? Say you're in the body and all you're doing is thinking about the body all day long, you're not doing your mission. You're being distracted. Your ego is keeping you in this cycle, this hamster wheel of, my body's not this, my body's not that. And it's like, your soul's like, hello. No, the mission is outside of the body. The mission is to love the body and to get over that so that you can go out and perform in whatever way you're meant to perform. And when part of performing in my mind is going and teaching others how to love their body and teaching others how to nurture their body and to see that they're a soul and to love their soul. And their body is just something they pick to jump into for a short time, even though it feels like freaking forever. Because sometimes our experience can be really, really exhausting and we want it to be over, but then we got to tap the brakes and say, no, I came here to do this. I signed up for this, even if it's in the middle of a pandemic. All right. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. I will embrace my glasses. It's funny it mentioned the glasses because this morning on my drive, I was like, my mom had said something, Michelle, I still can't get used to you wearing glasses because I just started wearing them last year and I only wear them to read. But when I was driving this morning, everything was a little blurry and I was like, I'm like, do I need to wear my glasses 24/7? I'm like, this sucks. But I was also like, I kind of like them though. But it's funny that came up. So I'm just sharing that. Okay, let's pull some cards. I forgot to check and see what time we started. Okay. Let's do Spirit Animal Wisdom. The Monkey card, Inner Child. Oh, one of my papers on my vision wall just fell down. Hello, who is here with me? Monkey, Inner Child, don't take life too seriously. Get out and play. I just added the get out and play. I like the little bananas. I never noticed them before. This monkey is so cute. When was the last time you belly laughed? I was just guided to ask you that. When was the last time you laughed so hard your belly hurt? If you cannot remember, you need to get your ass out there and find people that will make you laugh, or go watch a show that will make you laugh. Sometimes we get so caught up in the grind of doing the work and figuring out life and providing for everybody and loving everybody that sometimes we have to step back and be like, I'm allowed to have some fun. I'm allowed to laugh. Like, let's do this. Because when you laugh, you're shifting your energy and you're shifting your state of being. And part of our existence is realizing that it's not meant to just be work, 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 service, service, service. It's meant to have fun. and to actually experience and feel things. The Deer, trust, approach the situation with a light heart. I'm going to pick a tarot card for this one because I have no idea what that means. What situation are we needing to trust? Maybe 2020 and what's about to happen. And you might have just said, wait, Michelle, what's about to happen? We don't know. But there's going to be some sort of big shift. Conflict. Yeah. Okay. And I just heard inner conflict. Sorry, I didn't show you the card. 5 of Wands or 5 of Fire, right? 5. Yeah. It says conflicts with others caused by opposing opinions, walk away from drama unless the situation is really worth your time, and then stand up for yourself. Very ambitious people. And if you notice, there's 4 mirrors. So that's why I think it's inner conflict. I think you're going to have to trust that your soul is wanting you to do something, and your mind is going to have this like, no, we can't do that. No, that's too hard. I can't handle that. I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough. And your soul's like, yeah, we're doing it, whether you like it or not. And it's going to be this inner battle. And the Deer is saying, approach it with a light heart, like trust that it's going to be okay. Trust that you're going to be a deer in headlights. You're just going to know. It's going to be like, oh, wow, this is really clear now. And I need to do this and I need to take action, and it's going to be fast. But in the meantime, I am going to have fun with it too. And I'm going to know that it's leading me somewhere better that's healthier for me. I still feel like I'm a little bit in the unknown. Like the picture hasn't come full circle yet, meaning I need another card. So I'm going to pull from my Light Seers Tarot. King of Cups. This is like a really strong and emotionally tapped in man. He's sitting there like in meditation. He's surrounded by water. There's a starfish. He's got his finger in the bowl. It's like almost like a sound bath too. He's listening. He's tapped in. He's so connected to his emotions. This is an awakened man. Maybe there's an awakened man walking into your life. And that's why I started off this morning message preparing you to look for what's missing. Because with an awakened man, nothing's going to be missing. It's all going to click. It's going to be like the wheel card. Click, click, click. Everything works in. It's all like you've aligned every part of your life. And maybe it's saying, trust it. You can trust this man. He's solid. He's grounded. He's centered. He knows what he wants. He's emotionally sound. He's expressive. And maybe he's walking away. Yes. He's walking away from conflict with others. He knows that where he was stuck in like a mirrored room and he couldn't get out. And he finally made his way out when he finally started to love who he was and he started to connect. And now he's coming towards you. He's like, it's almost like he's celebrating in this too. It doesn't look like he's celebrating the wand. He's like, yes, I made it out. That mirrored room didn't get me. He made it out of conflict. So this reading could go 2 different ways. It could be your inner conflict with you and trusting the situation that if you're needing to make a change in your life in 2022, that you can trust your heart and what it's telling you. Or the situation could be, get out there, have fun. You are going to attract an emotionally available, awakened man who has just left a situation, a marriage, a partnership, and he's like, I'm done with this. I made it out. I figured it out. I am lit up. A wand usually the fire represents passion. And I normally don't view the 5 of Wands as like a positive, like, yes, like success. Hold on, my phone. I think that's again another sign. My phone was just ringing. I usually don't see this as like a get excited card because it's all about conflict. But I think somebody's leaving the conflict. They finally made it out. And it says, approach the situation with a light heart. So as this person approaches you, be lighthearted about it, be fun, be like, don't be so serious, like just have fun. Don't rush into anything. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do I always say these are not my cards. I should not be saying calmness. The inner divine is the witness of all. Remaining still and quiet, even during intense turbulence. Take a deep breath and then say, quiet my mind, dear Lord, may your peaceful calm take over. So I just thought of like turbulence in your own mind, that inner conflict, when you're feeling that nudge to take a leap of faith and to make a quick decision, calm your mind, sit your butt on the living room floor, get all comfy, light candles. This just reminded me of a meditation ceremony, a manifesting ceremony, which I want to do before I leave you guys. But calm your mind, get really quiet with yourself, make the space really comfy, cozy. And as you're asking yourself, your guides, your angels, the universe for guidance, you're just going to sit there and say, universe, angels, guides, please take this turbulence from me. Please clear my mind and allow me to see every aspect. Allow me to know what's missing. Allow me to see, is this the best thing for me? Is this going to light me up? Is this going to bring me immense joy? And when you're feeling joy in your life, it's because your inner child is activated. So for me, my inner child gets activated when I'm on swings. I love swings, when I'm by the ocean, sunset, sunrise, when I'm with my nieces and my nephews, when it's warm out and I'm taking a Jeep ride. I'm sharing my experiences to help you kind of figure out what brings you joy in your life. Taking a bath brings me joy. I love just like having music blaring and cutting vegetables or fruits, knowing I'm putting good food in my body, taking the time to experience. This is one thing that we've grown out of, is the human body likes to savor and anticipate eating. So with fast food, it's like instant gratification. We're so used to being like, oh, I'm hungry, let me go quickly grab something. But your body really doesn't, your digestive system doesn't really, it's not really prepared for the food yet. It prepares when you're cooking, when you're smelling, when you're slowly taking the time to prepare it. It takes like 30 minutes for your everything to start, like the juices to start flowing. So I love having that ceremony of cooking and just going very slow, because it actually is what your body is supposed to do. It's not supposed to be instant. And that's a joy of mine. So figure out, what are your joys? And then as you're in this situation in your life, whether it's a new partner, a new job, new whatever, a new you, and you're needing, it feels like turbulent. It feels a little like, whoa, this is new, I'm scared. Rely on your joy list, lean on that, find what brings you joy and do it, be the monkey, and then lay into meditation, go for long drives, long walks in nature, and just calm your mind and say, please show me if this is right for me. Please lead me down the right path. And if I'm headed down the wrong path, please stop me. I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. And I guarantee you, when you're on a walk in nature, you're going to see a deer and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, now I really do trust you. All right, lovies. Before I let you go, I wanted to talk about, a couple of my friends were asking about a manifesting ritual. And we can do this around new moons, mostly around new moons, because it's new energy and you want to bring something new into your life. So I have a little manifesting nook in my home, and it's right here. There's a little circle rug and I have poofs on the ground. And then my whole wall, I have taped up mantras like that I like to say. I have, giving is the antidote to the emptiness. Creativity is intelligence, having fun, smile, be ready to be ready. You have done all the work and left a magnificent mark. Sit back and receive now. These are all key things that that remind me of my purpose and my passion, and it keeps me generating more good thoughts. So a manifestation ritual can look like, I would dim all the lights, light some candles, I would sit on the floor, I'd have a journal, and I maybe would burn incense, have some crystals around me, and there's no rules. It's whatever you're drawn to. Your ritual might be so different. Some people use bonfires and they go out and they'll They'll maybe burn their manifestations. They write down their manifestations and then they send it out into the universe through burning it in a fire that's passionate, right? You're so passionate about it. It's not killing the manifestation. You are merging it into the universe through fire. So there's so many different ways you can do it. I like to keep all mine in a journal. So I write in a journal. The key phrase for me that works for me in my manifesting is, I am so grateful now that I'm living in a space that's bright and fun and airy, and it's so inexpensive. It's so easy to pay. Boom. I'll write that like 3 or 4 times. I'm so grateful now that I have a partner who hears me, who sees me, who sits with me, who cooks for me, surprises me, nurtures me. Boom. Then I'll repeat that 3 times. I'm so grateful now that I'm making $10,000 a week. It comes in increasing amounts. I am just so shocked by it. Thank you, universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I'll repeat that. So I'll think of like 3 or 4 things I want to manifest, and then I'll write them in that format, and then I'll repeat them until I feel it like it's already here. And then you close the book, put on some music. I like to dance afterwards to kind of integrate it and just feel like it's like I'm already in that. I already have the money. I already have the partner, and we're celebrating and we're dancing and we're like manifesting more life together. And that's my ritual. That's what I like to do. Dim the lights, light some candle, incense, music, journaling, being in a space that's calm and inviting and warm. So I encourage all of you, with this reading that we just had and these morning messages, look for what's missing, start manifesting every piece that you're worthy of, because you are worthy of it. If you want to start manifesting how to love yourself more, you can do that too. And the more you watch these videos, the more you're going to learn, because the cards always come out and give us like wonderful messages on how to truly tap into our full potential and what we're here to do. So let's do it. Let's start loving ourselves more. Let's embrace our age and our glasses and let's be kick-ass humans, and let's go like help this world ascend, because we need it more than ever, and our kids need it too. All right. I am out of here. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Bye, lovies.